Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're venturing into some potentially creepy territory. Think woodpiles, crawl spaces, maybe behind the shed.
The dark corners.
Exactly. Because we are doing a deep dive on the black widow spider. Now, this is a creature surrounded by myth, a lot of fear, but the facts we've got from our sources are, well, really specific and actually pretty useful.
Yeah, and it's crucial to understand why they matter so much. Out of all the spiders in the U.S., black widows are one of only two groups considered medically important.
Medically important, okay.
Right. So they're not just any spider.
All right.
There's a specific risk we need to understand, separate from, all the folklore.
Absolutely. So our mission for you today isn't just spotting them. It's really about understanding the biology behind their bite, what makes it unique, and maybe most importantly, figuring out why you might find a lot of them in one place.
Right. Extracting that key knowledge.
Exactly. Knowledge that helps you maybe prevent a problem before it even starts.
And we should probably mention the sources technically talk about 3 native species, but for practical purposes around homes and structures, we're really focusing on the 2 big ones, the southern and the western black widows. They're the ones you're, most likely to actually run into.
Okay, that makes sense. Southern and western. Why do you think the third one gets left out? Is it just shy, doesn't like our sheds?
Basically, yeah. The southern and western are what we call synanthropic. Synanthropic. It just means they thrive in environments that humans have modified. Our houses, our storage, our clutter. That's prime real estate for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So knowing those 2 covers most situations.
Pretty much. It's like 99% of the practical challenge.
Okay, let's dive right in then. Identification. You see something shiny, black, lurking in a dark corner. What's the dead giveaway for an adult female black widow?
Right. The adult female is key here because she's the one with the medically significant bite. And yeah, she's pretty unmistakable. Think a shiny, almost polished black body and a very round, globular abdomen, like a little black sphere. But the absolute billboard sign.
The hourglass.
The bright red hourglass marking. And it's specifically underneath the abdomen. You got to look under.
Right, the classic image everyone has. But you mentioned southern versus western. Our sources highlighted a difference, right? How do we tell them apart if they both have the hourglass?
Yes. Good point. There's a subtle clue. The western black widow, its scientific name is Latrodectus hesperus.
Okay.
She has the standard hourglass underneath, but also an extra little red spot. It's usually located just above the very tip of the abdomen, sort of on the top side near the back.
An extra spot. So hourglass underneath, maybe a bonus spot on top for the western?
Exactly. It's a small detail, but it's consistent for the western species.
That's fascinatingly specific. Okay, maybe less about taxonomy and more about real life. Where are we actually likely to find them? What kind of places are we accidentally setting up for them?
Well, they like peace and quiet. They build these messy, kind of tangled-looking webs, usually in protected spots and typically low to the ground.
Low down. Okay, like where?
Think under rocks, in wood piles definitely, inside unused flower pots, meter boxes, crawl space vents, anywhere that's generally left alone.
And clutter. You mentioned clutter.
Oh, absolutely. Clutter's like a 5-star resort for them. Piles of boxes, stuff leaning against the wall, debris, perfect protected spots.
And that location piece connects directly to the risk, doesn't it? It's not like they're out hunting us.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's critical. Bites almost always happen by accident. Someone reaches into one of those quiet spots, moving stored items, working in a crawl space, maybe gardening, and they press the spider against their skin without realizing it.
So it's a defensive bite because we've invaded their space.
Precisely. They're startled and defending their web, their home.
Okay, makes sense. Let's shift gears slightly. We know how to spot them, where they live. Let's talk about the bite itself. You said only adult females are concerned for, like, a serious bite. Why? What's in the venom?
Right. So the venom itself contains a powerful neurotoxin. Alpha-latrotoxin is the name.
Neurotoxin. Okay, sounds bad.
It is potent. But here's a really key distinction and a common myth we need to bust. This venom is not cytotoxic.
Cytotoxic.
Meaning it doesn't destroy tissue. You know how people sometimes associate bad spider bites with, like, flesh-eating wounds or necrotic lesions?
Yeah, like the brown recluse sometimes gets blamed for.
Yeah, exactly. Black widow venom doesn't do that. Zero tissue breakdown.
Okay, so if it's not destroying tissue, why the medically important label? What does the neurotoxin do?
It messes with the nervous system directly. Specifically, it triggers a massive release of neurotransmitters where nerves connect to muscles.
Okay. And the result of that is?
The main symptom, the one that makes it so significant, is constant, sustained muscle contraction, cramping.
Constant muscle contraction all over or near the bite.
It can start near the bite, but it often becomes systemic. Think severe, deep muscle pain and cramping that can spread and, can be incredibly painful. The sources say this severe pain can last for several days.
Wow. Several days of constant muscle cramps. I can see why that's medically important.
Absolutely. But, and this is equally important for reassurance, black widow bites do not develop those necrotic lesions we talked about.
Right. No tissue damage.
Correct. And while they cause intense pain and are definitely serious, actual fatalities are very, very rare. Modern medicine is very effective at managing the symptoms.
Okay, that's crucial context. Painful, yes. Requires medical attention, yes. Usually deadly, no. No tissue rot, no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Understanding what it does, the neurotoxin causing muscle contraction lets you react appropriately without, unnecessary panic about the wrong things.
So just quickly, why does it keep that medically important tag if it's rarely fatal? Is it just the severity of the pain?
It's the severity and the systemic nature. It's not just a localized reaction like, say, a bee sting for most people. It affects the whole body's muscular and nervous systems.
Okay.
Plus, while rarely fatal overall, it could be more dangerous for certain people, very young children, the elderly, or someone with a pre-existing condition like high blood pressure or heart problems. The strain on the body from the intense muscle cramping and pain needs proper medical management, sometimes even antivenom.
Got it. Systemic effects, intense pain, potential complications for some. That warrants the label. All right, let's pivot then. We know ID, habitat, the bite science. How do we prevent or control them? This is the actionable part.
Yes, and this brings us back to something we touched on earlier, which the sources really emphasize.
Yeah.
Heavy black widow populations are very often, almost directly, a result of, our storage habits.
Our fault again, poor storage practices.
Pretty much, yeah. It sounds simple, but think about what they want.
Yeah.
Quiet, dark, protected, undisturbed places near the ground. What does clutter provide? Exactly that. Piles of wood, boxes stacked in a corner for months, old tires, neglected areas under decks or in sheds. We literally build them perfect apartment complexes.
So the more undisturbed clutter, the better the habitat, the more spiders potentially.
That's the connection the research makes. They thrive where things are left alone. Basements, garages, crawl spaces, sheds with lots of stored stuff. Prime locations.
Okay, so step one for prevention is pretty clear. Tidy up. Reduce the clutter, especially low down and in those quiet corners.
That's the foundation, definitely. Eliminate the harborage, as pest control folks say.
Right, but what if you have to go into an area you suspect might have them, like that crawl space or a packed storage unit? What's the immediate safety tip?
Very simple, very effective. Wear gloves, thick ones. Leatherwork gloves are ideal.
Why gloves specifically?
Remember, the bite usually happens when the spider is accidentally pressed against the skin.
Ah.
Thick gloves provide a physical barrier. Even if you bump a web or accidentally touch a spider while moving something, the glove takes the pressure, preventing the fangs from reaching your skin. Simple, but smart.
Makes sense. Safety first. Now, let's say we've done an inspection wearing our gloves, and we do find them. We see the spiders, the messy webs, maybe even those little beige, papery egg sacs.
Right, the egg sacs are important too.
What's the recommended approach for actually getting rid of them, according to the sources? Is it just spraying everything?
There's a specific strategy. It's not just random spraying. First, you need to treat the spiders and the egg sacs directly. You hit them right where they are.
With what kind of product?
You want something labeled as a knockdown insecticide, usually an aerosol spray designed for fast action on spiders.
Knockdown meaning it kills quickly.
Exactly. Kills on contact or very, very rapidly. This immediate neutralization is key. And the sources stress doing this before you start cleaning up or removing the webs.
Okay. Why before? Why not just sweep away the web and the spider with it?
Because if you just sweep it away, you might dislodge a live, possibly agitated female spider. Now she's loose, potentially hiding somewhere else, maybe even running towards you. Not ideal.
Ah, right. Bad idea.
Yeah. If you spray first with the knockdown product, you neutralize the immediate threat right there in the web. Then you can clean up the web and the dead spider much more safely.
Okay, neutralize first, then clean. Got it. So, spray the spiders and egg sacs with the knockdown spray. What's next after the cleanup? Is that it?
Not quite. The final step is about preventing them from coming right back.
Right.
After you've removed the spiders, the sacs, the webs, and ideally the clutter that attracted them,
Yes.
you can apply what's called a residual insecticide. This isn't necessarily for instant kill, but it leaves a longer-lasting chemical barrier.
Where do you apply that?
You'd apply it as a spot treatment or maybe a perimeter spray in the areas where webs were found or areas likely to attract them again. Corners, under edges, entry points to those crawl spaces or sheds. It makes the area repellent or lethal to new spiders trying to set up shop.
So knockdown kills the ones there now, residual stops new ones later.
Precisely. It's a multi-step process. Safety with gloves, remove the habitat clutter, treat existing spider sacs directly with knockdown, remove the debris webs, and then apply residual for future prevention.
That's a really clear, logical sequence. Gloves, declutter, knockdown spray on spider sacs, then web removal, then residual spray for prevention.
That's the comprehensive approach outlined. And knowing all this, the species differences, the actual medical facts, not the myths, and critically, how our habits contribute, that's how you manage them effectively. It's more than just spraying. It's understanding the ecology.
Fantastic. Okay, let's quickly recap the absolute must-remember points from this deep dive. First, ID, shiny black female, globular abdomen, red hourglass underneath. And remember that little extra red spot on top?
That means it's likely the western black widow.
Right. Second, the bite. It's the female only. The venom is a neurotoxin causing severe muscle contraction and pain.
But crucially, no necrotic tissue damage, and it's very rarely fatal. Needs medical care, but manageable.
And finally, the big one perhaps. Management starts with us. Heavy populations are often directly linked to
Poor storage practices. Clutter. Undisturbed spaces we create.
We basically invite them in by giving them perfect hiding spots.
In many cases, yes.
Yeah.
We've learned that one of North America's most, feared spiders often thrives because of how we manage or fail to manage our own spaces.
Which leads perfectly into our final thought for you, the listener, to consider. The sources directly connect heavy black widow populations to poor storage practices. They seek quiet, protected places low to the ground. So if you were to find a thriving population around your home or building, what might that tell you about the state of your own unused, cluttered, undisturbed spaces? Are those forgotten corners actually prime real estate you've offered up?
Something to think about next time you walk past that pile in the garage.
Definitely. Thanks for diving in with us today.